Point of view, you're an irrational. What? Point of view, you're an international arms dealer.
You
Let's get
just
into it.
graduated with a degree in international logistics. You speak 3 languages: English, Russian, and French.
Ooh,
And you're great with boring details everyone else ignores.
English and Russian.
You land a job at a medium-sized logistics firm in a port city. This is just the beginning. You aren't a villain. Not yet.
Wait,
You're a guy with a
are those like the? I know it's not countries. I'm not trying to say are those the 3 wealthiest countries, but is most of the wealthiest countries do they speak those languages? Is that why? Or maybe arms dealing. Maybe those are the 3 wealthiest arm dealing countries. Well, arm dealing languages spoken in those countries. There it goes. Yeah.
spreadsheet
Okay.
and a very specific talent. Getting things from point A to point B when point B is a place nobody wants to go. It starts with legitimate cargo: rice to Sudan, medical supplies to Somalia, construction equipment to Syria. You learn the real game isn't about the cargo, it's about the paperwork. But the real shift happens 3 years in. You're at a bar in a hotel lobby in Dubai. A man sits down, he looks proper and rich. "I have a client," he says. He needs farming tools delivered to a rebel group in the Congo. He
Farming
explains the
tools.
situation. The government has blocked the roads. The only way in is by air, on a terrifyingly short
Wait.
dirt runway.
This
He
is
doesn't need a soldier.
this is literally this is what the white dude in Snowfall was doing, right? Something like that, right?
He needs a logistics manager. The
I don't know that
payout
dude's
is
name.
5 times your annual salary. Cash, up front. You save the day, which means you just violated international laws. You leave your firm and go freelance. The work is exhausting. You set up shell companies in places that ask 0 questions. These aren't businesses. They're basically mailboxes in Panama and Cyprus. You learn the most
Panama,
important
Saint, yo,
acronym
that
in
place
your
is
life.
in Snowfall as well.
EUC, End User Certificate. This piece of paper is the golden ticket. It tells the exporting government that the 5,000 AK-47s you are buying are for the National Police Force of Nigeria. With a little bit of this and a little bit of that, maybe a bribe to a general here and there, you get the legit stamp on the EUC. Once the plane takes off, nobody checks if the guns actually land in Nigeria.
Where are they buying the guns from? Did I miss out when he said that? Because if it's that easy to steal guns from America, man, maybe we need to point our focus a little, point it somewhere else, you know?
Maybe the plane has engine trouble and diverts to Sierra Leone. You stop renting space on other people's planes. You buy your own. You find an old plane sitting in a warehouse in Eastern Europe. It costs you $40,000. It's worth 10 times that if it can start working for you. You hire a crew. The pilot is a man named Sergey who drinks vodka for breakfast. He doesn't speak English, but he can land a plane on a dirt road in the pitch black. Now you control the entire supply chain. You take a contract for a private security firm in one country. You
Okay.
claim you're transporting humanitarian aid, blankets, and tents. The crates are actually full of missiles and ammunition. You fly at night to avoid radar.
Yeah.
You fly low, skimming the tops
Fly
of the
low, they make you
trees.
do that in GTA.
It's
It's crazy.
terrifying. One mistake, one clipped wing, and you are a fireball in the jungle. You land on a strip of grass. This is the handoff. Men with machetes and red berets surround
Yeah, this
the
is literally
plane.
what he was doing in Snowfall.
They
This is
don't
literally
look
what
like
it is.
security guards. They look like a militia. You don't get out of the plane. You stand in the open
Literally, this
cargo
is basically
door.
almost the scene.
The smell of burning trash and jungle rot is overwhelming. A man in sunglasses walks up the ramp. It's 3 a.m., but he wears sunglasses. He doesn't have a bank account. He hands you a duffel bag. You open it. It isn't cash. It's gold dust. Heavy, yellow packets of gold dust mined by prisoners of war. You weigh it on a handheld scale. It checks out. You signal your crew. They kick the crates down the ramp. Go, 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 you scream. You have to take off before the sun comes up. You
Okay.
realize that you are not just a delivery driver anymore. You are the only reason these wars can happen. It feels powerful. It feels intoxicating. You start taking riskier jobs. You move radar
Oh, I guess
systems to
it's
the
okay.
Middle
Okay, so I'm
East
starting to
labeled
put this
as
together.
medical scan.
So, okay. So they don't really have the manufacturing ability. I'm guessing the countries that do this don't really have the manufacturing ability to make guns. They're buying it under the radar. I don't know why they have to buy it on the radar. Maybe they're not alliances with the country they're smuggling it from, but maybe that's what it is.
Scanning equipment.
Hmm.
You move disassembled helicopters to South America labeled as spare auto parts. You bribe customs officials with Rolex watches. You learn that every official has a price. For a junior officer, it's $500. For a port director, it's a tuition payment for his son's college in America. You pay it gladly. It's just a cost of doing business.
They're
You
making that
make
much
the
money?
cargo dance.
I mean, yeah,
It zips from a stockpile in one country to a warehouse
Does
in
make a lot
another,
of sense.
then vanishes into the
A lot of
jungle.
legal stuff make
For
a lot of money.
years, your
Actually,
life is long. Grueling
high risk, high
campaigns
reward.
across unforgiving terrain, spending weeks sleeping in weird places, getting your cargo where it needs to go. You eat canned tuna and stale bread while sitting on a crate of landmines. You meet your buyers. They aren't monsters like in the movies. They are often charismatic men who quote philosophy while their child soldiers load your crates onto trucks. You are the magician, they tell you. You bring the rain. You discover that fear is more effective than firepower. Sometimes, just the rumor that a shipment of weapons is arriving is enough to make a government army retreat. You feel the adrenaline. It's better than the money. You are so good at this that you stop dealing in small arms.
Now, where does it go
Rifles are
downhill?
small fish. You want the big stuff. Attack helicopters, surface-to-air missiles,
Oh.
tanks. A tank is hard to hide.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
heavy industrial bulldozers, well, those are easy. You are the key infrastructure piece for conflicts you couldn't find on a map 2 years ago. You live a life you've only seen in movies. You buy a penthouse in Monaco. You buy a
That's a
watch
nice house.
that costs more than your father's house.
Y'all feel like
You have a
he keeps
go
saying
bag.
watches, bro. I feel like watches are so overrated, bro. I feel like watches are so overrated, especially for the money. Bro, if you catch me in a watch, man, just know the money's changed me, man. The money has completely gone and changed me. If you catch me in a watch, bro. Like, okay. Unless I'm actually like, unless I already have like a lot of money, then it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the money didn't change me. I just got enough money to actually buy a watch. But if you see me, if I got a watch before I have a house, man, then yeah, just know. No, money changed me for sure.
Under your bed with $500,000.
Actually,
in
houses are
diamonds
hard to
and
buy,
4
though.
passports. When you aren't flying, you are managing your network. You are responsible for ensuring pilots get paid, bribes are distributed, and silence is maintained. Your clients expect results, and any failure to deliver could mean your plane gets shot down on approach. But battles are chaotic and brutal. Imagine standing on a tarmac while mortar shells land 300 yards away, screaming at a pilot to kill the engines because the warlord hasn't brought the diamonds yet. It's dangerous, and there's no room for hesitation. You tell yourself you didn't choose the violence.
That's the high
You
risk.
provided the tools. It's all perfectly moral. If they wanted to kill each other with rocks, they would. You just made it more efficient. The end starts small. A shipment gets flagged. Then you get caught. Not by the police, by someone scarier. A meeting is set, not in a diner, but in a quiet room
Wait, so-
in an embassy in Vienna.
Are you telling me you're more likely to be caught by? What? Actually, let me see who he's caught by.
The man across from you doesn't look like a criminal. He looks like a professor. He works for the CIA.
Oh,
We
okay,
know
yeah.
all about your flights to Yemen, the man says.
That makes sense.
We can make that file go away. You are trapped. You're wasting your time with the rebels, he tells you. We need you to supply our rebels. Politics play a part. Governments can't be seen.
That's wait, who was bro? Like I'm sorry I keep making Snowfall references, but like this is what it was. I'm trying to figure out if that dude worked for I gotta actually finish Snowfall. But the white dude, I mean I can actually say that because he's like the only white dude in the show for real. He was working for an agency. It might have been the CIA. And he was like, Franklin, yo, let's I can give you, you know what I'm saying, some of that white stuff. You sell it, You know what I'm saying? He was giving that. He was doing that to help a war in some part of South America. Forgot exactly where.
Sending missiles to
Literally
an
like the plot right here.
insurgency. They need a middleman. They need you. You become an expert in state-sanctioned smuggling. The Pentagon wires money to your shell company in Delaware. That company buys old Soviet weapons from a stockpile in Albania. Your planes fly the weapons to a training
Hey, you think-
exercise in Jordan, where they
Now, no, I'm pretty sure FBI, CIA work together, right? But do you think, do you think the FBI went to the CIA? Like, let's say the FBI, damn, I can't speak. Let's say the FBI figure out about it before the CIA does. You think they hit up the CIA and was like, yo, do y'all want him to work for y'all before we lock him up? You know what I'm saying? You think they do stuff like that?
accidentally fall off the truck and
Then
cross
CIA
the
takes
border
over,
into
you know
a
what I'm
war
saying?
zone. You just committed a felony, but this time the CIA paid you to do it. Unfortunately, you're now a prisoner. The paranoia is non-stop. You check your car for a bomb every morning. You change your burner phone every week. You never sit with your back to the door. Is it the Russians? Is it the Americans trying to tie up loose ends? Or is it a competitor? Every night brings nightmares. Faces of people you've armed, voices begging for mercy. You drink heavily, but alcohol doesn't wash away the memories. Years of stress take a toll on you. One day, you miscalculate. You sell to the wrong side. It's a crack in the wall. We need to talk, the text says. The landscape is changing, your CIA handler says. The peace treaty is being signed next week. You're a very, very expensive loose end. A new administration has taken control of the CIA. They want to look tough on crime. They need a trophy. They need a merchant of death to parade in front of the cameras. You're the biggest liability of all. You're the only one who can connect the government to the guns.
I just realized that they are called the Merchant of Death. That is, oh, okay, yeah. Why did I should piece that up a long time ago. Last time I heard that reference was in, I think Iron Man, because Iron Man, he was pretty much a Merchant of Death.
You're at an airport in Thailand. Suddenly, they're screaming. Men in black tactical gear swarm the lobby. The crowd parts. You are slammed to the ground. Confusion makes it hard to distinguish friend from foe. Are these assassins or police? They drag you into an interrogation room, but they don't want a confession. They want silence. Word spreads that the Merchant of Death has fallen. The crowd that watches on the news cheers your arrest. You feel sick. The news anchors call you a monster. They say you fueled genocides. They don't mention that the governments arresting you were your biggest clients for the last decade. But for many like you, this is how it ends. Not in a blaze of glory.
That's
but
kind of
in
what companies
silence.
do too, man. They use you. Once they're done using you, man, they get you out of there. A lot of sports teams do the same thing too. Once you know what I'm saying, fall off a little bit, quick to put you on the trading block. Have a couple bad games, quick to put you on the trading block. Sometimes they'll sit you out, make your stats look worse, so you can't really get too much money in the contract negotiation. You know what I mean? Once everything's
You retire
business.
to a cell the size of your old bathroom. Most operators are relocated far from civilization or locked away in supermax prisons to prevent their dark knowledge from spreading. You spend weeks staring at the walls. You'd kill to be back in that cubicle in your first port city. You've paid your debt to a world that needed someone to do its dirty work. But at least it's over for you. The nightmares stop. The paranoia ends. You were just a number for the
He's
war
gonna get-
machine. If you're lucky,
Oh, I thought he was gonna get
you will
murked.
be traded in a prisoner swap 10 years from now. But you probably won't be lucky. A life lived for the wars of others.
I got-
This is the true
Bro, didn't we do a
cost
prisoner
of
swap for
business.
Brittany Grimer? Oh yeah, that's just another time I did see Merchant of Death. I think we literally traded a Merchant of Death for Brittany Griner, Brittany whatever. Oh, it's a video I already watched. Yo, if you like this video, go ahead and check out that video right there that I've already watched. But yeah, great video. Like it,